and welcome back to another video on my channel. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the possibilities of fairies coming to The Sims 4. Now, the reason why people think fairies are coming to The Sims 4 has to do with a series of leaks and promotional posts. EA hasn't explicitly said that fairies are coming with the next expansion pack for what I've seen, but there have been many hints around it, so a lot of people pretty much think that it's set in stone. I think that the possibility is very high. I just wanted to kind of go through all the information we have. I was writing an exam, so I kind of was off the internet for a little while. I couldn't really do research, I couldn't really do videos. So this video is coming out a little bit late compared to everybody else's, but I still wanted to release the video and just let you guys know my thoughts and opinions on it. So it all started back in May with this post from Instant Gaming. Now, Instant Gaming had essentially posted what is believed as a placeholder for the upcoming pack, but they had included some information with the post, which many people ended up finding. So their post shows a pack called The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature, and the photos used are obviously AI generated. Again, it's believed that it was just placeholder images. Now, what's very interesting about this post, I believe, is the description. Step into nature and let it touch every part of your Sims life. Bring the outdoors indoors with potted plants, or live fully off the land by developing natural living skills to rest, eat, and bathe comfortably under the sky. Sims not taking care of themselves may end up manifesting in ailments, which can be healed at an apothecary table. I struggle with that word so much. Diving deeper into the new gardening and foraging finds to craft potions or protect Sims from occults. The description goes on, but this post has since been taken down, so I kind of only found a screenshot of it, and so I don't really know the rest of the description, but they do mention, I believe they mentioned something about pixies or fairy friends or something along those lines, but you can really tell that the description focuses a lot on the natural aspect. Now, at first, people weren't really sure whether this was true or not, but seeing as apparently in the past Instant Gaming has released other leaks that have ended up becoming actual packs, a lot of people pretty much decided that this would be the next pack released by the Sims team. Now, for me, this leak is very interesting. I think the way that it was leaked was very interesting, and so in my mind I kind of have three possibilities of how this was done or why this happened. The first possibility is that it was just simply a mistake. Someone was just preparing for the next pack and it accidentally went live, letting everybody know that a new pack was in the works. The second possibility is that Instant Gaming purposefully leaked this pack information because at the end of the day, not only are we talking about the new pack possibilities, we're also talking about Instant Gaming, which kind of brings attention to their business. I mean, I didn't really know about Instant Gaming until this leak, so that's a possibility. And the third possibility, which I think is very interesting, but I think it could be possible, is that the Sims team actually told them to purposefully leak this because, again, we are talking about it. There are so many videos out there talking about this leak, what it could possibly be, and it's getting a lot of attention to this possible pack. So it's possible the Sims team told them to leak this. I don't really know which one it is, but those are just kind of the three things that came to my mind. Now, the next piece of information that we have that leads people to believe this was going to be an expansion pack comes from this tweet from Anadius. Hope I'm saying the name right. Basically, it says, right, forgot to say the 3 kits released yesterday. Those have to do with the Golden Years kit, the Kitchen Clutter kit, and the Restoration Workshop kit. So those are the 3 kits that they are referring to. The 3 kits released yesterday have numbers 96, 97, and 98. EP 19, which is expansion pack. Expansion pack 19 has number 99. That probably won't change and it will be the next DLC. The EP 20 has the number 102, but that might still change. So there will be a minimum of 2 DLCs between EP 19 and EP 20. So basically what this post, I believe, is saying is that the 3 kits that were released, the Golden Years, the Restoration Workshop, and the Kitchen Clutter, they were numbered 96, 97, and 98. So whenever a DLC is released, it has a chronological order attached to it. The next expansion pack, expansion pack 19, which people are speculating is going to be this Enchanted by Nature pack, has the number 99. So that's why people think this is an expansion pack, because the next DLC released by the Sims team according to this tweet, should be an expansion pack. After this new expansion pack that's coming, there will be an extra 2 DLCs, because the next expansion pack released after the upcoming expansion pack 20, is going to have the number 102. So that is basically what the tweet is saying, and why people think the next pack is going to be an expansion pack rather than a game pack or a stuff pack. Now moving on, we have this tweet from CBXSims, and basically it says going New Zealand, with a lot of eye emojis, New Zealand flag, all of those fun things. And it is referencing another tweet that says fairies are coming, along with a screen grab of the instant gaming DLC site where we saw the original leak. So this is some information saying that the new world is possibly going to be centered around New Zealand. I believe somebody replied to this post saying, how do you know? Do you know inside information or something? And they were hinting that yes, they do know that this is going to be the new world. They know something. Some of the other information also leads to the possibility of a New Zealand world. I think that's going to be very cool personally, just because I have family going to New Zealand pretty soon, and so I'm very much thinking about New Zealand is very much in the forefront of my mind. So if we get a world based around New Zealand, I think that's kind of cool, just because it kind of relates to like my life personally right now. Now, the next little hint that we got comes with the Nature's Calling event. Now, this event isn't live yet. I believe it goes live on the 24th of June, so it's still going to be quite a ways away, but they did release the rewards that you're able to get, and a lot of the rewards are focused around nature. It's called Nature's Calling, so of course, there's rocks, there's a lot of wooden furniture rewards, a new like outdoors radio station, but also in week 1 you're able to get fairy wing glasses, which is another huge hint. Another hint that we got about fairies possibly being added to the game has to do with a live stream that happened. I think it was the 30th of May. I'm not too sure on the date. I do know I was preparing for an exam, so I wasn't able to watch it. But basically during this live stream, they had a little teaser of a fairy house having a dance party, very similar to in The Sims 3 Supernatural, how you could have dance parties in the little fairy house. The fairy house is ranting and raving, and they also hinted that a trailer would be dropping for this new expansion pack. Now, after all of these hints, it seems like the Sims 4 team is really just leaning into dropping hints, and this is kind of the form of advertising they want to go down, because they have created this website, somethingisgrowing.com, and it seems that the site is particularly for the new upcoming expansion pack, as you'll see in a little bit. This is the home screen. There's also music that plays in the background, which is really cute. There is this keyhole, and inside you can kind of see this magical enchanter type of thing with a gnome staring right back at you. It says something is growing, and you're able to take a peek inside. So once you enter the website, then it has a bunch of different slides. So I think with this website, they add a new slide almost daily. So if you guys want to check this out, there should be some more slides by the time this comes out. The last time I looked at this website compared to now, there has been an extra slide, so they kind of reveal a little bit more every day, it seems like, more or less. So this was the first page that I believe was released. It's Get Lost in a Screen, which I'm assuming is going to be the world. You peek through the leaves and see a quaint town. The sign reads In a Screen. I hope I'm saying that name right. I don't think I am. A beautifully lush world where Sims live in harmony with nature. You discover that there are 3 neighborhoods to explore. A quiet waterfront town where they're all about gnomes, grove where nature and civilization blend together, and an enchanting magical forest. What else awaits you? So this is kind of, it seems, a description of what the world is going to be like, and if it's true that this is going to be based in New Zealand, you can kind of think of that style, that architecture as well. The picture over here, you can kind of see just a house in the background. I don't know if those are actual items that are going to be with the pack, like the door and the windows, because I think that's a pretty cool style, but I don't know if that's actually going to be included. You can see some plants, and it looks like apothecary, a table. It looks like there's a table. I will say these images look very AI generated. I play a lot with like the AI images just to kind of like see what's going on and stuff, and this gives me very AI generated vibes, which is kind of disappointing to me because EA is such a huge company, and if they are using AI images for their artwork, that is very sad considering they can get some really talented artists to do it. But I don't know, that's just my opinion, that this feels AI generated. You'll see in later slides that it looks very AI generated to me. But yeah, this is basically the first slide. The second slide kind of adds a little bit more. So you can now see a gnome, and it looks like a picnic table. Just look at that gnome's face. Tell me that's not an AI generated gnome. That gnome is so creepy. Anyway, get lost in natural living. You wake up under the stars and see other Sims meeting their needs outdoors without beds or plumbing. You're hungry, but you still spot some delicious looking mushrooms by a tree. Looks like you'll sustain yourself just fine. So this is talking, I think, a little bit more about the pack, living on the land and stuff like that. I will say, I feel like we've already had a pack similar to that, or we can already do that in the game. I don't know. This seems very familiar to me, and I can't put my finger on it. Maybe someone was asking for it, but I feel like you can already do this in the game. So if this is coming with a pack, that feels a bit silly to me, but hey, whatever. The next slide that we have, again, you can see the gnome a little bit more up front, and it looks like a potion spilled over, and the liquid is like glistening. It kind of looks like the gnome is just creeping more towards you, which is really scary. Get lost in 3 new traits. 3 new roles will play a role in how your sim relates to the world. You befriend fellow plant lovers, have enlightened encounters with mystical sims, and even have run-ins with disruptive sims. Oh no, now everything's out of balance. So the part where they say have enlightening encounters with mystical sims, to me that is kind of the hint towards fairies, but it seems like we'll be getting 3 new traits with this expansion pack. The next slide says, get lost in ailments. You've been feeling a little funny. An ailment with a strange effect has befallen you. You learn you have to work hard to put the cure together, but it's not all bad. It turns out honing the I hate that word. Apothecary. It helps when I can see the word. Honing the apothecary skill is fun, and who knows, it might even lead you to a new career path. So that's kind of talking a little bit more about the ailments, and it seems like there's going to be an apothecary career. More gnomes have taken over the screen, and again, looks very AI generated. Just look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. That's the eyes give it away, I think. But yeah, now it looks like there's magical writing in the potion as well, and it's like nighttime as well. So I don't know if they're going to add more slides. It seems like they've been adding more slides, but it's possible this might be the last one. I don't really know. At the end of the day, I think it's obvious a new expansion pack is coming and is heavily centered around nature and some sort of mystical and magical elements. However, in my opinion, and I hope that I'm wrong about this, I don't actually think fairies are coming. I don't think fairies are coming to the game the way people are hoping that fairies are coming to the game, because every hint that we've gotten so far, yes, we've got the fairy house, and yes, they've talked about encountering mystical sims, but if fairies is such a big part of this pack, they would have released more. In my opinion, and this is just what I think, I don't think we're actually going to be able to create fairies or play with fairies. I think it's just going to be an NPC or little pixies floating around. They can give you different ailments or help you with potion making or stuff like that. I really don't think you're going to be able to play as a fairy, which I know is going to disappoint a lot of people. I hope I'm wrong, because so many comments that I've seen has been people talking about how badly they want fairies similar to The Sims 3, and honestly, I don't think that's what we're getting. Considering that the last occult packs have all been game packs, so the vampire packs, the werewolf packs, the witches pack, considering that it has all been game packs and this is going to be an expansion pack, for me, I don't think we're getting fairies the way we're hoping for. It seems more like it is a more natural living, a little bit mystical living expansion pack, and fairies or pixies might just be a small part of it. I don't know, that's just the feeling that I've been getting, because there has been so many hints and so many leaks, and we haven't seen anything like a sim fairy like hiding in the background of any of these. Like, they're focusing a lot on the gnomes, but there's no real hints of fairies in these pictures. We haven't gotten any hints of like, oh, these are fairy wings you can get, or even talking about like different traits and stuff. I think with like the vampire pack, you got vampire related traits, werewolf pack, you got werewolf related traits. These traits kind of just sound like it relates to nature in general. So I don't think we're getting fairies the way everybody's hoping for. I don't know, I guess our first real showing of it will be during the trailer, which I really want to tune in for. I believe they said that this pack should be coming out on the 10th of July. So I'm pretty sure we'll be getting some trailers dropping pretty soon, considering they come out with a couple trailers before they release the pack. So we'll know more in the future, but for now, at this moment, this is kind of everything we know about the possible upcoming pack. And keep in mind, EA hasn't explicitly said that yes, we're getting fairies or anything. This is just kind of leaks and a lot of hints by the EA team that everyone's just kind of put together and just like making up their mind. Please let me know down below in the comments whether you think that we're gonna actually get fairies similar to The Sims 3 where your character can become a fairy. Let me know if you think that's coming, or if you agree with me and you think that it's gonna mostly be focused around nature and the fairies / pixies are gonna be more in the background. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on it, and would you prefer something that's more focused around nature with fairies being a secondary thought, or would you want a pack solely focused around fairies? I'm curious to know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so that you're notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!